Today is a special day. I already uploaded a video earlier today. It's the day of the Donald Trump speech. I will be showing this speech about Bitcoin live in the stream. I will be reacting to it. I will be talking about my multi-million-dollar trade, what I am expecting for Bitcoin price-wise in regards to that speech, in regards to what he is saying. Some insiders are actually expecting, predicting that Donald Trump will refer to Bitcoin as part of a strategy of the US dollar, of the US Treasury, or the US plans for future Treasury holdings of Bitcoin. So this is going to be very interesting. And if anything in the world could be considered to be bullish, it's of course having one of the biggest potential buyers in history for any kind of asset, which is of course the United States. We already had yesterday, wow, the stream is exploding already. We had yesterday Robert F. Kennedy, the son of the great John F. Kennedy, actually saying that if he gets elected, which he will most likely be not elected, so a smaller candidate, then he would be buying, or he would make the government buy 19% of the total Bitcoin supply, 4 million Bitcoin, which equates to current value of 270 billion, which is 1% of the US Treasury. Well, now we have Donald J. Trump. Let me quickly flip the camera. Here I will show you this speech here live very soon. He is going live in Nashville, Tennessee at the Bitcoin 2024 conference, and he is going to talk about Bitcoin. Now the question is, are the insiders right that Donald Trump will talk about Bitcoin in a positive way? That Donald Trump will actually talk about Bitcoin in a way that it is going to be part of the US Treasury plannings in the future, just as Robert F. Kennedy was saying? Well, let's think about it from a 6 minutes before the speech is actually starting. I'm gonna show it to you. I will talk about my multi-million US dollar trade, of course, as well, but let's talk about it. Let's predict it now from a logical perspective, what is likely to happen not only to the Bitcoin price, but also what is likely to happen within the Donald Trump speech. This is interesting. And you know what, guys, please, we have so many people joining, thousands of people here within the first 2 minutes. I only want to ask you, please like this video, but more importantly, share this video, please. Take this video, take the share button, share it on Twitter, share it on WhatsApp, on Telegram, in channels or whatever, share it everywhere. If I see you sharing it on Twitter, X or something, of course, I'll give you a like. I truly appreciate it. It helps YouTube also to understand that these videos are important because it tracks the backlinks you are creating by sharing that video on whatever platform there is on the whole internet. And YouTube tracks it. I can see it. It truly helps, and it actually gives us more reach, especially for important content like that. And of course, before I follow up with the content of today's video here, before I go back into the live speech of Donald Trump, which is happening very, very shortly, I would also like to remind you that I made a very important video on Bitcoin, on the speech of Robert F. Kennedy, and on these horrible Olympics, which were really very disgraceful. Make sure you watch that video after this live video. It is on my channel. Now let's talk about what the heck is happening here. And yes, my Bitcoin trade is still open. Let me actually see if I can clean up the camera. My Bitcoin trade is still open, and my Ethereum trade is still open. My XRP Gamble trade is also still open. I think we are starting very soon with the speech. And both of these trades open, 9 million US dollars in a profit. Now it will be interesting because I think the Bitcoin price will react very, very strongly to the speech. Yes, we already have some positive expectations priced in, but if, for example, Donald Trump is going to have positive content in his speech, then we can all, of course, either the slightly positive or very positive, depending on how positive the content is. And if he surprises us once again, as so often, of course, we can expect the price to dump. I personally expect, from a logical standpoint, his content to be very positive. He, and especially his son Donald J. Trump Jr., are very positive towards Bitcoin recently. Very, very positive. I saw a lot of footage already coming. Then you have a candidate Robert F. Kennedy, being extremely, I mean, almost too bullish on Bitcoin, almost too positive towards Bitcoin. And I mean, Donald Trump, what he needs right now is, of course, voters. He is going to go into his presidential campaign 2024, and he already has a lot of voters on his side. If he is positive towards Bitcoin, if he includes Bitcoin in some treasury plans, if he gets elected, this will not diminish any of his already current voters who are willing to vote for him. But there are 20, 30 million, 30 million Bitcoiners in the US with 400 million people in the US. So if he can get these people on his side, that will give him an extreme competitive edge. And what Bitcoiner is potentially not going to vote for him if he is very bullish on Bitcoin? Well, I'm telling you, he will probably get 80-90% at least of the Bitcoiners as voters. So we have to look at it from a logical perspective. It is most likely that this is going to be bullish, and it is most likely that his speech is going to be bullish towards Bitcoin, and we might be seeing a bullish price movement afterwards. I think it is happening very shortly. Let me quickly go here into the speech. Of course, I have my multi-million-dollar trade, which I will potentially take some significant actions on, depending on how this is actually, panning out for the Bitcoin price here. It is soon starting. I will show you the content of the speech here live. I think they are just preparing right now, and maybe we are going to do some live trading here, of course. I really want to urge you, please guys, share this video with your friends. I would truly appreciate that. Let's get as many people into this live stream as possible. It is starting. Let's go into it.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are we feeling?
Tell me if you can hear everything.
How are we feeling? I can't hear
Just
you.
quickly tell me if you can hear everything, please.
That's better. That's better. We are moments away from seeing President Donald J. Trump, but before then, we have a quick announcement. I would like to tell you all, first of all, from the bottom of our
announcement here and there. So before we are going into the Trump speech, which is happening any moment, I wanted to ask you not only share this video with your friends, like the video, but leave some comments down below. I will look at your thoughts. We should open the discussion here. What do you think about the content which is presented by Donald Trump about Bitcoin? What is your price prediction? Of course, I will share mine just after the speech. But also, dear ladies and gentlemen, oh, I think it's happening. I really wanted to say, no, there's a little bit more advertisement. But also, let me know, any kind of thoughts which you are having, any kind of questions which you might be having, and I will answer them, of course, as well once the speech starts, which is in like 2 minutes, I think. Once this speech starts, I will let him speak, and we will evaluate everything in between and afterwards. We can see so many people joining here. That is beautiful. It is starting, guys. Let's go straight into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce CEO of BTC Inc., the man, the myth, the legend, David Bailey. Please come on out. Hello. Wow. Wow. We've come a long ways in 10 years. This crowd is insane. Are y'all having fun? You know,
just quickly, guys, I can see that not so many. We already have a few people, like a few hundred people sharing this video on Twitter and so on. Please, guys, take this time, share this video. Let's get more people in. I would truly appreciate that. And I will, of course, react to your shares, to the links I'm seeing on Twitter and so on.
Supporting our cause. And I also want to give him a special thanks. I'd like all of you to give him a special thanks for committing to commute Ross Ulbricht's sentence on day one of his administration. This crowd is insane. Let's go. know, I remember the first Bitcoin conference I went to.
You know what? I think he is having a 2-minute starting speech before Donald Trump is coming on. But one interesting thing already, I heard that Donald Trump promised that he will waive the charges on Ross Ulbricht the moment he is going to be elected. And that is, of course, some good news. But that is not the news we are looking for. The kind of news I am going to be looking for is that the president, the potential president, Donald Trump, which is with a likelihood, I think, if you go to the bookkeepers, of 80-90% going to be elected as a president, if he says that Bitcoin is going to be part of the US Treasury planning for the future, then we are getting not a small step closer to Bitcoin being a world reserve currency with a valuation of 1 to 5 million US dollar per Bitcoin. We are getting a huge step ahead towards this prediction, which I was talking about since 2017, where people were laughing and spitting almost in my face for me saying that. And look now, we have Donald Trump talking about Bitcoin. We have Robert F. Kennedy, the son of John F. Kennedy, actually having an extremely bullish speech on Bitcoin and actually saying that he will make Bitcoin a world reserve currency, basically by including it into the treasury, by basically converting the whole treasury over the next 20 years into Bitcoin, by saying buying 4 million Bitcoin, which is 19% of total Bitcoin supply, which is equivalent to US holdings of 19% of the total gold supply, which we all don't know if they actually own it, right? The 19% of gold, this is just the number they're putting out there, but very, very bullish. Now let's go into it. I think we are starting. Man, I'm nervous. Like, this is crazy seeing Donald Trump on a Bitcoin stage, on a Bitcoin conference. Like, this is stages where I'm usually on. And now we have Donald Trump. Crazy. Anyways, let's go straight into it. Like, guys, really, share this video with your friends. Please, please share it right now. Let's go into it. And smash up the like. I want to see 1,000 likes. Maybe we are going to do some live trading here. Let's go.
All right. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. It's not me.
Okay, Donald Trump is not ready yet.
United States. Maybe someday.
They say he's not ready
we
yet.
are so excited. We are just waiting for everything to be ready.
I think he's probably some technical things. They are making him.
We'll be right back.
They are getting him ready for the speech. But I expected something like that, and I could imagine that the whole world, the people in the audience there, the people in the audience here, which, just a funny coincidence, we have approximately as much, if not more, people watching live in this video on this channel. It makes me really proud, than in the actual physical audience in Nashville, Tennessee. That is crazy. I think it's probably around about the same amount of people, but that is pretty insane, right? The power of social media. It's, of course, because of you beautiful people sharing this video. I can see the number of shares are going up, the number of likes are going up, the number of views are going up. So many people of you are new in this live stream now. We are streaming since 10-13 minutes. The speech is starting very, very shortly. And it is going to be about Bitcoin live at Nashville, Tennessee. And already we made some predictions that there might be some content about Bitcoin being part of the US Treasury planning. Who knows? Maybe tax exemptions, something like that. I mean, Robert F. Kennedy already talked about it, so that is not too unlikely as well. And maybe some other interesting content points, which, already Robert F. Kennedy proposed. And we have to think about it. I mean, Robert F. Kennedy, as an independent party, he is competition to Donald Trump. Not a serious competition, of course, because most people are not going to vote for the independent party, as even if they prefer him as a candidate, it is very likely that their vote is going to make a difference. Maybe out of a principle, but because he's most likely not going to be voted, most people are going to vote either for Donald Trump, most of the people most likely, or for the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris. But still, if he wants the Bitcoin community voters, well, he has to be somewhat bullish on Bitcoin. He has to bring somewhat content about Bitcoin, which is about either tax exemptions or buying Bitcoin for the US Treasury, which, of course, Robert F. Kennedy did in an insane way. I mean, just as a recap, if you guys didn't watch it, make sure you watch the video I recorded earlier on the speech of Robert F. Kennedy and on the disgraceful, really, really disgusting opening of the Olympics, which I watched. I wanted to puke. I wanted to cry. I wanted to punch people. Like, this was absolutely insane. But let's not get caught up with that. By the way, quick reminder: in block 666,666, there was actually written a Bible verse, and it was, "Do not be overcome by evil. Overcome evil with good." So I don't want to focus too much on the evil. I don't want to focus too much on this horrible opening ceremony of the Olympics. I want to focus more on positive things. Right now, this speech, which is happening in, like, I hope 1, 2, 3 minutes. I think they are getting Donald Trump ready to go on stage. We are going to cover that live. I want to focus on the positive things and overcome these horrible memories, these horrible things, with focusing on good, and with doing good, with doing things like charity, helping a grandma over the street. All of you can do that, and by doing actually good, you can overcome evil. And I think this is what we should do, and we should not try to, like, focus on fighting too much, focus on hating too much. We should focus on positive things and overcome the evil by these things. You all know it. Where focus goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, we amplify. So let's amplify good, and let's not focus on these Satanists in the world. Let's focus on the good. And let's focus on this speech happening right very soon. Let's actually go quickly into that. And if they are delaying for another 2, 3, 4 minutes, we can talk about my price predictions. We can talk about my Bitcoin trade, which is right now still open, $9 million in a profit on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, about my price predictions. And I have some pretty bold predictions, I want to say, almost. Let's quickly listen into it here and see how much delay we can expect. Okay, dear ladies and gentlemen, man, I love you guys. 2,000 people live at this moment. Bigger audience than in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's go.
Expectations for Donald J. Trump about to go live on stage. Obviously, this is unprecedented. A little bit over time here. We're waiting for the president to arrive. Maybe some last-minute speech revisions, but still the expectations are high, I think, for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. We keep hearing this phrase.
You hear it.
What do we think about this idea, and why are Bitcoiners excited about the U.S. government holding Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, okay, before they answer, you could watch that yourself. Let me tell you my take on that. Why is Bitcoin as a reserve of the United States Treasury interesting or good or bullish? I mean, we don't need them. We don't need BlackRock. We don't need banks. We don't need governments. This is what Bitcoin is all about. And I am not changing my opinion on that standpoint. However, us as investors, as holders of Bitcoin, we don't only need Bitcoin to have legitimacy. We don't only need Bitcoin to be acknowledged as an asset, right? Of course, we don't need that. We need that. We don't need it necessarily for Bitcoin to work, but we need it for Bitcoin to be mass adopted. So that is why, of course, it's a bullish thing. But just from a market perspective, you have buyers, you have sellers, you have demand, you have supply, and then you have the price. And the price is a product of the interdependence of supply and demand. And if you get the United States with a world, with their treasury being valued at 27 billion US dollars as a buyer for their treasury, well, obviously that is going to be bullish for the Bitcoin price. And us who are already in the boat of Bitcoin, for us it's a great thing. For Lagardes who are going to find Bitcoin in the next years or something, maybe it's not the best, right? Because it is going to drive the Bitcoin price. It is going to make the Bitcoin price go higher. But for us, it's great, right? Price-wise, it's great. If you are looking forward to increase your purchasing power with Bitcoin, this is bullish, right? Now let's go straight back into this live coverage, because I really think we are going to start very shortly. Let me quickly go back, and then I will talk about my price predictions, about my trade, and of course, most importantly, about this speech of Donald J. Trump at Nashville, Tennessee. Let's make it louder.
Properly set expectations. I think the fact that he's here alone is a massive validation of everything we've been working on for so many years, that thousands of people around the world, hundreds of thousands of people around the world have been building out this protocol, have been building out the tools that make all of this possible. And just to have him here today to discuss Bitcoin with us is absolutely monumental. Everything else is simply gravy on top of that, in my opinion.
Of course, expecting history, expecting updates on the main stage, looking at a rapt audience of people who are waiting to see Donald J. Trump make history here on the Nakamoto stage at Bitcoin 2024. We've got some theme music coming out there, maybe some optimism that he's about to take the stage. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break.
No commercials here on this channel. But big credits here to Bitcoin Magazine streaming to Nashville 2024, inviting Donald Trump on stage. I mean, this is a huge deal. I did not expect this to happen. And we all know that Donald Trump was not the most bullish before. But I think now, as the Bitcoin community is getting bigger, he needs votes, of course, also. And maybe he got a little bit of a better understanding of what Bitcoin is, how it works, why it's great. Maybe he got a little bit of an understanding of why it will be important even for a government to survive in the future if it is actually built on shaky material, which is a fiat currency. Maybe all of that made him realize it is about time to jump into that space before it is actually too late, right? So all of these are the reasons why this is happening right now. I think they are playing the last commercial before we are going actually into the content. And maybe before, I can already start a little bit. By the way, guys, come on, almost 1,000 likes. Let's smash it up. Smash up the like button. And if you just jumped in, you can swipe back and watch a little bit of the previous content where I already talked about a few important content points on Bitcoin, on the happenings here right now. And just make sure you're jumping right back as soon as possible, because the speech is soon starting. Smash up the like button if you want me also to cover my $1,000,000 trade on Bitcoin, of course, as well, and my price predictions, which I can already talk a little bit about that. If you look at the monthly candles on Bitcoin, they are playing here literally the last. This is a Kraken commercial, so they are playing the last. I'm just mentioning it because it's a legitimate exchange, right? I think the only exchange which didn't get hacked yet, or one of the only, maybe this changed, I don't know. But I don't know, I have nostalgic memories to Kraken as I started 2017 and they were around, I think, let me see quickly if we are starting, before I talk about my price predictions, my trade.
Kraken, see what crypto can be. Welcome back to the Mara News that's powered by Bitcoin Magazine.
Come on, guys, start finally.
Bitcoin Magazine, we are minutes away from the main event at Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee. People are lined up around the
Donald Trump still not ready. Let me actually turn on the windows here. So let's talk about my price predictions on Bitcoin before the actual speech of Donald Trump is starting, which I already shared a little bit of my thoughts on what I expect his speech to be about. But I could be, of course, completely wrong. I am taking my prediction from data points like the Robert F. Kennedy speech, from what you could expect from him game theoretically in regards to his presidential campaign, which is running right now. Of course, he wants to maximize voters. This is always the goal of any politician, maximize voters at all time. What they are seeking for is power. What they are seeking for is being elected. And of course, maximizing the amount of voters is usually what they are looking out for. So that is why I made the predictions on the speech as I made them here. But of course, also I have some own predictions on the Bitcoin price, and they are not 100% dependent on Bitcoin or on this speech, because you know the saying, it is not really that the news are determining the price. You know the saying, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Sometimes I look at the chart and I know, it's time for bull market. And then I just know guys, it's time for some good news. It's time for some bullish news. And suddenly the ATF is getting more likely, right? And suddenly the price is exploding. What a coincidence. Usually it is somehow just time for the bullish news to come in. And we are now at some point, some strategical important point for Bitcoin, which I personally expect the last parabolic phase for Bitcoin to happen very, very soon. I personally expect the last phase of the bull market, which is always starting after the Bitcoin halving. In 2016, it was 9 months after the Bitcoin halving. In 2020, it was 6 months after the Bitcoin halving. Now we are 3-4 months after the Bitcoin halving. So if the time after the halving in amount of month is diminishing with every single cycle for us to start with the Bitcoin parabolic bull market, then it would be about time this or next month for this bull market to start. Oh, I thought it started. Donald Trump is coming soon on stage. That's what they are saying the whole time. I think they are still fixing something. Maybe Donald Trump is eating his last, I don't know, like burger. I saw a picture of him eating like McDonald's on his jet before. Maybe that. I don't know what is happening, but he is starting soon. That is what they are promising here right now. Where did I stop actually right now? I forgot where I stopped. Donald Trump. Election, price prediction, exactly. So if you look at the monthly candles, not only time-wise, it's about time, the actual resistance area for Bitcoin is roundabout, I showed it in the previous video of today, with this big orange box, which we have it every 4 years, every single cycle. We broke it 9 months after the halving 2016, 6 months after the halving 2020, and now I expect it to break it this month or next month, and this price resistance is exactly at 70,000 US dollars. We don't only need to break it a little bit. We already broke 70,000. No, we need to close a monthly candle above. We need to close a monthly candle above the price level of 70,000 US dollars. The moment we are breaking with some significant volume the monthly candle above 70,000 US dollars, that is when I say lights out, all out for the Bitcoin bears. Last nail in the coffin. It's over. Bitcoin bears, bye-bye. Short liquidations, bye-bye. Like, hello, basically, because they are going to happen. That is when I'm going full on bull mode and where I will have my last top up of my Bitcoin trade. And we are at 69,000 actually at the moment, roundabout. And I am in my trade still. I am going to take profits, but I will still, one last time, increase the size of my, I think the size is 13 million US dollars. The profits is 9 million US dollar on my trade. One last time, the more can above the price level of 70,000. If it goes too quick, too crazy, and we have already a weekly close support with volume support, then a weekly candle close will be enough for me. Let's go straight here into the speech and see what they have to share.
From Donald Trump taking the stage, making history. We're going through his past remarks right now, thinking about what he might be able to say and laying out a policy vision for the United States and Bitcoin. Christian, going back to you, another quote from Trump, quote, "Other countries are going to have it." This takes us maybe into his insight and thinking, and other countries are active on Bitcoin. Tell us what's going on around the world.
Well, the reality is that Bitcoin is a permissionless system, and we are already seeing countries like Bhutan, countries like
I feel with these people, with these guys sitting there waiting for Donald Trump, because what they are doing is every 3 minutes, every 2 minutes, they are saying Donald Trump is going on stage within the next minutes and trying to hold the audience in that stream. I want to do the same because Donald Trump was actually scheduled to speak 19 minutes ago, to start speaking 19 minutes ago. And he didn't start yet. But I think now, like 15, 20 minutes, maybe it's another 5 minutes or something, we are away from the speech, because we have a lot of people there and these conferences have a very tight schedule. And with a very tight schedule like this, you can expect that this speech has to happen as there are other speakers coming. Of course, he is the headliner. He is the biggest deal at the conference. But there are still some other big deals and they still want everyone to get the value out of it. So what I think is they are trying to do everything that this speech is happening ASAP. Oh, Guys, I just see we are 50 likes away from 1,000. Can maybe just a few of you, if you want, you don't have to, go down below and press the like button. I would truly appreciate it. It would be so amazing, guys, because yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I want people to watch my content, and in order for people to see and be able to watch this content, I need engagement on this video. Not only watch time, that's great. I appreciate every single one of you actually tuning in. I need some likes. I need some, oh wow, now it's exploding. I need some likes, I need some comments, of course. And yeah, actually leave some comments down below, leave some questions down below. I can answer a few questions before we are actually going back into the stream, which I think Donald Trump is going to start very, very shortly. Leave some, wow, we got just like a lot of likes within the last 20-30 seconds. Thank you so much, guys. Truly appreciate it. So let me see. When are we talking about altcoins? Well, to basically protect you, didn't talk about altcoins yet. The last few months, I don't have to tell you what happened. They were being crushed. And many people, and I don't blame anyone, don't get me wrong, many people talked about altcoins way too early and many people got burned and lost money. I want to, at least to the best of my abilities, protect my community from losing money. Rule number 1 by Warren Buffett is don't lose money. Rule number 2 is don't forget rule number 1. If you lose 80% of your money, you have to 5x to get back to the previous amount. You should never lose money. If anything, if there is any doubt, just hold your Bitcoin. That is why I want to be very careful. In every single cycle, there is a short amount of time where you can make extraordinarily returns above the market return by buying altcoins. But there is a very big amount of time, basically 85-90% of the bull market, 95% of the cycle, where you lose money compared to Bitcoin with buying altcoins. So this short amount of time, I'm trying to time it, and it is going to happen very soon, especially with this bullish news now coming, right? I mean, he will only talk about Bitcoin, that's for sure. I don't think he will ever talk about any altcoins, probably. Who knows? You never know. Always surprises coming. But with him talking about Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes up, of course, you have a trickle-down effect. Bitcoin goes up, and that trickles down afterwards at the next sideways phase to the altcoins. It's every time the same. Oh, I think it's happening shortly. Let me quickly go into it, yeah, dear ladies and gentlemen. More and more people joining in. I love it.
We're waiting to hear, but we know Donald J. Trump is here, that he will be speaking. We're now talking about Michael Saylor and his price predictions for Bitcoin. We're going to take it to a short series of ads. A word from our sponsor. We'll be right back. History is moments away.
They are showing a few more ads. I mean, if I was Bitcoin 2024 Nashville, Tennessee, I would make as many ads probably as possible before annoying the audience, because it's probably quite expensive to get a lot of speakers there, the venue and everything, and maybe also Donald Trump. I don't know if he's going there for free or if he's going there for a payment. But if he's going there for a payment, it's going to cost a lot of money, right? But this is a huge deal, actually. By the way, I think I saw that people can book a selfie for $60,000. I don't want to put in false rumors, but I think people can book a selfie for $60,000 or book a place on the table with him for $1 million. That sounds crazy. Anyways, any other questions here? The venue is awesome. You need to go. Yeah, I need to go, but I'm not in the US right now. Not in the US right now. This is too bad. Maybe going there soon. Who knows, right? Maybe I'm going there soon, and it will be after the conference, though. Elon will come with Trump. I don't think so. But yeah, Trump, I mean, that would be crazy. But Elon Musk is recently supporting Donald Trump heavily since this attempted assassination, the assassination attempt, which was insane. Like, wow, how could this even happen? Since then, we actually see Elon Musk supporting Donald Trump pretty heavily, right? And yeah, some people are speculating that Elon Musk is going on stage with Donald Trump. That would be crazy. I will, of course, show the speech live here and also react to it. What is your prediction of Ethereum? Well, let's get 2,000 likes and I will talk about that as well. I have some very, very specific predictions. I have actually also a multi-million US dollar trade on Ethereum. The trade is just like $1 million in profit, but like size-wise, right? So I have, of course, something. Someone says Elon is a flat busted brokey. Well, he is not a brokey. Wow. Chris, I love you. I have been watching you for a long time. Muhammad B, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Someone saying here he's a businessman. 10,000, someone is saying as a prediction for Ethereum, I think. Well, I will share my thoughts about that later. We need 2,000 likes here. Hello from Nigeria. By the way, guys, before I pick up some questions and I go into the speech of Donald Trump, which is starting soon, maybe you can let me know from where you're watching at. Let me know down below. Leave your location. Is it like not exact location, not street or something, but you're watching from Nigeria, Bangalore, India? Are you watching from Europe? Are you watching from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg, USA, Brazil, Chile, whatever? Let me know. Dubai, India, show your AMG. No. Austria, love from Austria, Netherlands, Europe, Malta, Las Vegas, USA, UK, Brazil, Koblenz, Germany, Pakistan, Zurich, Louisiana, Poland, Netherlands, Glasgow, Belgium. From the toilet. Wow, that is a great location to look from. Great location. Oklahoma, USA, Orlando, Germany, India. Interesting. Very, very interesting, guys. Thank you so much, man, from watching everywhere. Georgia. I love the Georgian food. Romania, Germany, Turkey. Turkey is my #1 favorite food in the world, I think. I mean, no disrespect to others, but I think Turkey is on one. It's crazy food. Oh, I think we're starting. Finally. Let's see. It's also kind of like a boss move. Many people are coming late on stage like to make a statement. I hope that's not the case here. But if you actually went to the conference in, I think it was April in Dubai, I went late on stage. But that was not on purpose, guys. Sorry for that. But I was late. Chris is Captain Crypto. Norway, Libya, Mexico, Greece. Wow, still so many people texting here. Great. Leave some likes, leave some comments down below. I will answer some questions, but let's go straight into it because
No more to say on that, but a great panel who is going to
see if it's starting.
to talk about what we might see from the former and possibly future president to my left. Matt Odell, founder of 1031 Ventures, Christian Carolus of the Human Rights Foundation, and P, podcaster extraordinaire, joining us. P, take us into the reality. What's the sentiment on the floor right now?
I mean, it is electric. People are excited. They're ecstatic. They cannot wait to hear what is going to happen on stage in a few minutes, hopefully.
Well, we've been talking about these three words that have the world's imagination: strategic Bitcoin reserves. The expectations are high that Trump will make an announcement, and the pressure on because of RFK yesterday coming out saying he'll waive capital gains on purchase transactions, stockpiling 4 million Bitcoin. What does the president need to say, Pete?
Oh, man. That is a very difficult question to answer. I mean, the world is his oyster.
Well, take me into your thoughts as a Bitcoiner, someone who supported Bitcoin for a long time. Maybe he's even competing for your vote as an American. Is there something Donald Trump can say to you today?
You know, I mean, I am extremely excited to hear what he has to say about using Bitcoin as a reserve asset, support for Bitcoiners, support for Bitcoin as a store of value. So anything in that vein would be huge and would be extremely exciting to hear today.
Of course, we're taking questions on X, Rumble, and YouTube.
Well, what their predictions are pretty vague, right? They are getting now confirmation where if he is going to start right now. But their predictions on what this speech of Donald Trump at the Bitcoin conference about Bitcoin is going to be are pretty vague. I think very clearly it is possible that he is going to, I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but because of what happened yesterday with Robert F. Kennedy, and this gives him a 24-hour preparation time for his speech, was talking about it being a plan of his treasury planning after he gets elected. That is crazy. Wow, I see so many people here actually joining from like different parts of the world. That is even Palestine. Wow, crazy, man. Much love to you guys. I really hope you get the peace you deserve ASAP. I really hope you get the peace you deserve ASAP. Peace, 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 guys. Really insane. Italy, Taiwan, Libya, Belgium, Frankfurt, Somalia, sauna. Yeah, sweating here. Was watching from Constantine, Algeria. So I think we are starting soon. They are getting the confirmation right now. I don't want to like show too much of their predictions. I will show that a little bit because we want to get some other viewpoints in, but they are very vague, of course, because they are on an official stage here. Kind of official stage with Bitcoin Magazine, with a conference, of course, streaming the potential next president in the country, USA. So they can't make too much of like bold predictions, which I can do. That's why you're here. But yeah, we heard already a little bit, and their predictions are pretty much in alignment with my predictions. And that, of course, begs the question, how much of this potential positive content towards Bitcoin by Donald Trump is already priced in the price? Because you all know the market efficiency hypothesis, right? If something is to be expected, the market expects it, and we are front running this news event. So the question is, the recent pump of Bitcoin from 65 to 69 or whatever, is this already the market pricing in these news? Well, I think the market priced in the speech to some extent already positively, and that is this like, I don't know, 8% pump or so we saw throughout the last few days and 2 weeks or whatever. But if this speech is somewhere like at least 80% below what Robert F. Kennedy was saying, I think that would be above the expectation. So what we as action addicted viewers are looking out for is, of course, that the content of Donald Trump's speech is going to be more bullish than the market expected, more bullish than the average market participants are expecting. And if that is the case, we can see a significant pump while the speech is happening and after the speech is happening. If it is moderately bullish, I think that is what the expectation of the market is, then we will see most likely some initial volatility, but the price staying somewhat the same. Because many people are watching it, many people want to trade this event. If Donald Trump surprises us all and makes actually some negative content about Bitcoin, then of course we will see a correction towards the downside, potentially to 65, 66,000 US dollars. But most likely from a game theoretical perspective, looking at what his goals are, looking at the presidential election campaign 2024 happening right now and him trying to maximize votes, I think this is going to be very bullish. His son, Donald Trump Jr., is very, very positive towards Bitcoin. He just uploaded a video with Tucker Carlson, how they're in a bus with Bitcoiners and they're saying, wow, you Bitcoiners are great. It's like just positive vibes only, right? And that's why I am expecting very bullish news, because how weird would it be if the son, who is extremely appropriate within that presidential campaign, who is extremely supportive for his father, is actually bullish on Bitcoin, being positive towards Bitcoin, and then his father goes to a Bitcoin-only conference talking negative about Bitcoin? I don't think this is going to happen. It's highly unlikely. Well, I think, let me go into it.
It's just, I'm humbled to be sitting here right now as that happens.
Talking about Satoshi Nakamoto, this Bitcoin movement was once an idea in someone's head, something that didn't exist. Christian, your thoughts, your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with Matt. Likely Satoshi himself was not even bullish enough, but he did know that he was building an economic incentive system that was, if it did catch on, it'd be worth getting some, right? So that's the exact quote. And Pete, I mean, I would love to turn it to you. I've called you the world's Satoshi expert. You've done incredible research into everything Satoshi. I know you may be even writing a book one day. I mean, tell us, what do you think Satoshi might think?
Well, look, I think Satoshi was a person of intent. We know that because of the way he's architected this system, right? Obviously, building it with so many qualities, the 21 million limit, the cap that ensures that monetary freedom was available for everyone. But I think with Satoshi, look, if he's here, I think he is probably marveling at what he's achieved, right? I don't think he could have known, but it's important to kind of look at the context of where he came from, right? He saw an internet that was politicized. He foresaw that the technology that we now use to connect could be turned against us. The kinds of things we're experiencing today with deplatforming and privacy, these were all things that were of concern to the community he came from, the cypherpunks. And I think it's very interesting to watch, really, in the headline maybe here, is that the cypherpunks have entered mainstream politics, maybe with the arrival of Donald J. Trump here today. Do you think that's a fair categorization, Matt?
I mean, I think the cyberpunks have been trailblazers in terms of political freedom.
What they are saying, I don't know if let me actually turn on the light. I don't think I actually completely agree on that, because I think Satoshi Nakamoto was foreseeing that it is going to be successful, because Bitcoin, as it is programmed, as it is designed, is determined to be successful. It's a ship which, of course, after it overcame a few difficulties in the beginning, is now not possible to stop anymore. So anyways, let me quickly go back into it, as I think and hope it is starting soon.
Because the code got distributed, the code was sound, it worked really well, but also that governments weren't actively attacking encryption. And yes, there are attacks in different places around the world. We've seen them recently in the UK and Europe, which is really not great to see, because privacy at its core, it protects every single human on the planet. The ability to selectively reveal yourself to the world. But at the same time, if you look back at these last 30 years, I think the early cyberpunks would be quite proud that there hasn't been major transgressions, at least among Western democracies, against encryption and the different open source tools that empower freedom.
Well, I think one of the most fascinating things, Satoshi categorizing Bitcoin as an alternative to central banking, an alternative to government-run monetary systems, and here we have governments coming into the conversation. Christian.
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately...
Well, Donald Trump is definitely making a crazier move than me, because at the last conference I was the speaker at, I came like 7-8 minutes late on stage. Now he is 37 minutes late. 37 minutes! And no one can be angry, as everyone is just waiting for him to come. The moment he's going on stage, everyone is going to be so relieved. But I'm like, come on, Donald J. Trump. Please, sir, go on stage. Please, go on stage right now.
Take the stage. We're waiting to unveil the special guest, and of course, right now we've got a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back on the main stage, bringing you news, highlights,
come on, guys, it's getting ridiculous. Stop with the sponsors. Give us some content or something, like 8 times sponsors. I soon I will start to think that they are delaying it to just pump in more sponsors. Really, wow, that is crazy. Also, there is so much interest in this stream right now. Wow. I mean, our stream is getting more and more people. This stream is getting more and more people. By the way, dear ladies and gentlemen, if you could do one thing for me, I would truly appreciate it. We have 1,500 likes already. Someone was asking for the Ethereum price prediction. I said it. We need 2,000 likes and we will talk about that. I will talk about the Bitcoin live prediction. And I will, of course, talk about my Bitcoin and Ethereum trade right now as well, very soon, as these trades are still open. But I would like you to like this video, as I can see that half of you guys watching, and I still appreciate you. You can still be here. It's not an obligation, but half of you guys watching didn't like, didn't comment, and I would truly appreciate if you could do that. Also, if you could take, and especially now that most of you guys are staying here with me already for like 48 minutes, that is truly amazing. I really appreciate it. Some of you guys, if you didn't share it yet, please go down below. There is this share button. If you share this video on Twitter, on Telegram, on wherever, when I see that, when I see it, for example, on Twitter, I see you shared my video, I will definitely give you a like. It's difficult. I can't promise that I will like your post or I will engage with it or comment down below. But if I see it, I will do it. And then, of course, it's a little bit on Twitter to show it to me. But I would really appreciate that if you could do that, because it helps actually. And I can see the backlinks. YouTube sees the backlinks, and it gives us more impressions. And that is exactly what we need here for people to actually see this live stream, right? I think there's 2 more sponsors coming on that stream. Let me ask a few questions. Answer a few questions. It can be altcoin related, it can be, but let's keep it Bitcoin, Ethereum first, right? Someone is saying XRP to $5. Well, I don't know when or if this is going to happen. Of course, the XRP Foundation is dumping or was dumping, and that held the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, XRP price back. But yes, I did buy a seven-figure amount of XRP because I personally think it is about time very soon. It is kind of breaking resistance on the monthly. So after waiting 6-7 years, I am now buying back into XRP while being not an XRP fan at all, right? And you have to understand that almost all of my money is in Bitcoin. The second biggest position is Ethereum, and then you have a long time nothing coming. So I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and everything else is a gamble. Even Ethereum I want to consider a gamble, right? And yeah, of course, I am holding my VPAD still. I never sold a VPAD. I actually, we destroyed VPAD, right? We destroyed VPAD tokens, and it decreased the total supply of that just recently. And that was all to the cost of the team members and nothing to the cost of the community. But anyways, this in another video at another time. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Ethereum. Let's talk about Donald Trump starting, I think,
Everything that's been going
yeah,
on.
very soon.
Obviously, a big announcement
Hopefully.
on stage before the waiting period that we're now entering, that Donald J. Trump is now a Bitcoiner. The Bitcoin community banding together to gift 1 Bitcoin to Donald J. Trump. Mike, your reaction to this news?
Oh,
I
interesting.
appreciate you calling on me first.
Interesting.
Running over here from the main stage.
Boy, that's because you know what happened in the room.
Yes. So, folks, one of the wonderful things that are happening here, if you now see, there's a massive line that's outside because obviously 4 weeks ago we weren't even expecting to have
I mean, I've seen the video. It looks absolutely wild. Is there people really lined up outside the block right now?
Oh, there's people outside the block.
I just see, just quickly, guys, wait. I just see someone is saying there is going to be Donald Trump with a special guest. Is this official? Let me know. Is this official? Like, was this set by the organizers or by the speakers here and then I missed it? If that is true, we can, of course, speculate who is going to be that special guest. Many people are saying Elon Musk here in the chat. People are expecting Elon Musk to come on stage. That would be insane. I thought he was in France at this disgraceful Olympics, but maybe he is not. Maybe he's not. I don't know, right? But many people are saying Elon Musk. I mean, of course, it takes 7 hours or something to get to Nashville from Paris. So it is very possible that he is there. Luckily, we don't have the ability, I think, anymore to track his private jet. That was insane. So let's see. Yeah, everyone is saying, oh, Elon's jet just passed Nashville, Tennessee. Someone is saying, that would be crazy. Imagine Elon Musk and Donald Trump on stage talking about Bitcoin. Ooh. Guys, that would be like the most insane thing ever. Someone is saying Trump and Musk are the true first OG legends. Well, I don't know, no, not the first, but that would be crazy. He has been there all week, maybe, I don't know, but that would be insane. Plane delayed. How can Donald Trump's plane be delayed if he has his own jet? If he can just like buy up slots on the airport to land? I don't think that is the case. Kanye West, yeah, that is a good one. I know that this photo together, and I think they kind of like each other or something, like in a way that they shared some thoughts together and like shared some opinions. So, but this is, of course, we all know this is like highly unlikely, almost impossible. But Elon Musk and Donald Trump, as Elon Musk started really supporting Donald Trump heavily recently, is something in the realm of possibilities. It was impossible just a few months ago, but now it is at least possible that it is going to be Elon Musk. Someone is saying Fauci. I think this is the least likely option. Kim Kardashian. I think he talked good about Kim Kardashian before, so that is not the least likely option, but it's a very low likely option. Who else could come? Imagine Biden. Yeah. Biden. Yeah. I don't think that is possible. Someone is saying Trump is too old. Trump has probably more testosterone than most people, being 28, 30 years younger than him even. So I don't think he is too old for this. I think he has another generation of good life in front of him, probably. But who knows, right? Andrew Tate, impossible. Andrew Tate and Donald Trump together on stage, impossible. Absolutely impossible for reasons I don't even want to mention, but they have very different viewpoints in one specific political regard, which makes it impossible. And of course, Donald Trump couldn't do that because he would pee off too many of his current voters, and that is not in alignment with a potential voting power maximizing strategy. Larry Fink, no. BlackRock CEO, I don't think so. Now, let me actually show you. I think we are starting here soon with the speech. Let me turn around the camera, yeah?
Is he needs to free Ross on day one. That is the one thing that he needs to do. And my hope is when he gets in, he free Rosses on day one. And then when we look at Bitcoin 2025 in Las Vegas, there's only one person that everyone's going to want to see speak,
Right.
and that would be Ross. So
Let's
I
talk
hope
about Ross Ulbricht, founder of Silk Road. Of course, the reason that many people became Bitcoiners. Maybe, Matt, you can speak to Ross and his importance to this community and why so many people champion his cause.
I mean, I think at the core of the issue here is Ross has been in jail, often in solitary confinement for 15 years
Not
now.
yet, not
It was
yet,
a
not yet. But
nonviolent
Ross
crime.
Ulbricht is a big topic of course, on this conference. If Donald Trump gets elected, he said he will waive the charges on him. Of course, that would be crazy. Should have happened before, probably, right? But anyways, let's see here some other questions. I support Donald Trump and I am in China. So Chinese people supporting him. So, oh, by the way, guys, I'm interested in your opinion, and really, like, everyone's opinion is here allowed, and I want to know from you: would you, if you are in the US, of course, or if you would be in the US, like, just imagine you're in the US, who would we be voting for? Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, or Robert F. Kennedy? I want to know your thoughts down below. And we are starting here very soon. The likes trickling in, more and more people coming here. But let me know who you would be voting for. Everyone saying Trump, Trump, Robert F. Kennedy. I wonder if there's even one person saying, I hear one person says Kamala Harris. Oh, wait. Is it happening? No. We have here like 98, 99% of the people actually either saying Trump or Kennedy. That is what I expected. Of course, fine, guys. If you are for Kamala, absolutely fine. But you can see here the vast majority of people in the crypto community would vote Trump or Biden. Trump or Kennedy. Crazy.
look at someone who's a parent myself to think about not being able to see your kid.
Wow, the views are increasing on the stage here and of course in the stream also. That is crazy. Someone says he would vote Michael Jordan. That is unfortunately not an option, right? Putin will come out with Trump, they are saying. Impossible, unfortunately, right? That would definitely be interesting. Trump, 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 not Kamala. Trump, 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 Vitalik, Satoshi, Kennedy, Berlusconi. Funny answers here, really. Okay, ask me some questions. Let's make this interesting. I want you people waiting, of course, not wait in vain as the speech is being delayed a little bit. Leave some questions down below, right? Can be about Bitcoin, can be about price targets, can be about my multi-million US dollar trade on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, my small gamble trade on XRP. By the way, if you are watching this right now, you want to be trading as well, be careful. You all know the deal. Buying Bitcoin, holding Bitcoin, that is the true way to success in the crypto market. And if you want to be trading, be an experienced trader. But if down below there is a Bybit link, the number there is wrong. It's actually a 30,000 US dollar bonus. Click register deposit. You can claim your deposit and trade Bitcoin on this exchange with this deposit with the link down below.
This is a historic moment. People from around the country coming in for the first time. Mike, you mentioned Dr. Ron Paul on this stage.
What I could imagine is, because now that we are in a 50-minute delay on this speech, that they are delaying by exactly 60 minutes. That is actually possible. Maybe they are delaying by exactly 60 minutes, and that would put us in 9 minutes for this to start. So until then, I'm happy to answer some altcoin questions and so on, right? Let's go into it. Someone is saying Dogecoin. Well, for this, we don't need Donald Trump. For this, we need Elon Musk. Open a trading school. Well, interesting. So now I am thinking about opening for my community a channel for free on Telegram where I'm sharing beyond my position trades, which are very, very few and very rare, but extremely successful, as you know. A channel where I'm sharing every now and then a trading setup. Every now and then, once a week, twice a month, something like this. Let's see, a trading setup where I think, okay, here we have a positive edge. Here I think a long position would be more successful. Here I think waiting would be more successful. Do you want something exclusively for the subscribers of this channel? Go down below, leave your thoughts about this free group in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel and press the bell. Give me the feedback. If you want this, I might be doing it. It is going to be completely for free. Maybe I do some mechanism that you need to be subscribed to the channel or something, and you need to use, if you are trading, of course, you need to use the link which I'm providing down below, the Bybit link. If you are subscribed there, even if you do it before the channel is opened, I will take you into that channel, or like my assistants, my staff will put you in, and then you can see my free content, which I'm adding just on top of all the other free content already in that group, right? It's definitely not gonna be for a payment, because like this is not something I want to do. But if I can support my own business, my own partnerships with that, I might do that, but the content will be completely for free, and I think that is that could be a great thing. But I want to know if it's interesting for you. If yes, I want to see the likes going up, of course, and I want to see the subscribers going up right now. Wait.
In the building.
Let me know right now.
Conference at Music City Center here in Nashville, Tennessee. Stay with us. We'll be right back on X, YouTube, and Rumble. Stay tuned.
Okay, they are still giving another ad, but I have the, oh wait, I have to turn on the light, sorry guys. I have the feeling that this speech is going to start probably at the full hour, which would be round about 1 hour delay. Is Trump hurt? No, guys. Like, this was their chance. 2 weeks ago, whenever, 1 week ago, was it 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago? That was their chance. 1 week ago. That was their chance. They missed it. And now they are going to 50x like the security requirements, right? And I don't think they are going to let anything close to that happen again. I hope and I think this is not going to happen again, right? I just saw Trump in Mar-a-Lago. He is here, guys. What the fuck? No, that is a funny one. All right. Solana price prediction. Kaspa. Do you hold Tesla stock? I don't hold any stocks anymore. I sold all of them when I went into Bitcoin. Taxes in crypto. How to avoid? Different for everyone, right? If you are in the US, completely different, much more difficult for someone who is from, I don't know, Spain or Germany or something like that, or like Poland probably, like, because in the US you get taxed on your passport, and all of these questions about taxes, I would never dare to answer them because I'm not a tax expert. I give you an advice and then it's wrong and you're getting into trouble. That should not happen. Same thing with price predictions and everything, right? You shouldn't take them for granted also, even though I know more about that than about taxes. Don't ask me that. Ask that your own tax professional. I think this is the way to go. Runes protocol, Orion protocol. Interesting. Open and yeah, so many people want to see this group, right? So many people want to see the group where I'm sharing my trading setups, my price predictions, which I will continue to do on YouTube, of course, in this exact same way. This group is just, I will share there something which I wouldn't necessarily share like to my huge audience. I mean, we are the most watched Bitcoin channel on whole YouTube. If you go views per video, the most watched one. So I have a responsibility, and these short-term trades, they have some risk to it, of course, right? Let me quickly go into it. Okay, I thought the stream was stopping, but it is continuing. And I want to share these things, maybe not open, like everyone who decides, okay, I want to go into this a little bit more risky one where I'm opening maybe instead of just position trades, some swing trades or a day trade, right? If you want that, of course, then we need likes, subscribers, and we need here down below the comments. And of course, if you are using my link down below, I think this is going to be the mechanism. I'm going to be granting you access to this channel. So, I think starting soon. Let me quickly see, because I want to make sure that we can cover this. Still a sponsorship. What the heck is going on there, man? Anyways, guys, leave some more questions here down below. Da Vinci J15 for president. Well, I don't think he has an American passport, so it wouldn't be possible. People say, love you, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching, for tuning in. That is always amazing. So we still have some sponsorships going here. I really hope the speech is starting soon, man. Like, let me know, guys. Do you want the speech to start soon? I think so, right? When do you close your trade? Great question to talk about in this stream, especially now, shortly before this speech of Donald Trump is hopefully starting. I'm going to close my trade at a very specific moment. And I want to, especially for everyone who stayed here for 70 minutes, let me quickly see. I still have enough power on the phone. For everyone who stayed here long enough, I want to share this information with you. Let me quickly... wait. Boom. Okay, so my trade is open, of course, and it's open for a very long time now. I think for like since November 2022. That is crazy, almost 2 years. And I accumulated more than $1 million in funding fee. And this trade is still open. And everything I did is I took one-time profit, $2 million, I think, $1.8 million. And other than that, I just increased every time we broke resistance. I am going to close this trade at a very specific moment. The last increase in size will be the moment we are breaking the resistance at $70,000 on a monthly candle. That will be the moment. But oh, I think we are starting soon. Wait, I think we are starting with a speech. Let me cover this shortly, yeah. But let me open the speech. Wait, where's the live stream? I think it broke. Let me know down below. Do you see the live stream at Bitcoin Magazine? Let me show you. Do you see the live stream here at Bitcoin Magazine, or is it not available for you? The X live stream broke. Oh, okay, guys. I will go to the YouTube live stream. Don't worry. The X live stream broke. I think he is probably going on stage very soon. So let me show you the live stream on YouTube so we can actually show what is happening. Boom, we got it. Genius. Whoo. Okay. We are back on track, dear ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking like we waited 70 minutes and now here, the live stream is back on track. I think they are preparing now. It's the full hour, 1 hour delay. Is it starting now? Down on YouTube, live on YouTube is also down. Guys, okay, let's try Rumble. Let's try Rumble. You guys are like, not you guys, but you guys here are crazy. Bitcoin Magazine. Tell me, guys, help me. I keep pasting the link. Yeah, where is the link? Wait. Okay, guys. Okay, I will go on Fox News. Don't worry, guys. We have it in a sec. We have it in a second. Yes. Rumble is working, guys. Whew. But he is speaking, I think. I'm not sure. I'm just skipping 2 ads because I don't use Rumble usually. Fox News, Sky News Live. It's working on Rumble. Yeah, we are doing Rumble, guys. Don't worry. We are back on track.
And is for everyone. And I think ultimately, while people might have a
Wait.
fiduciary responsibility while they're here for finance, I think ultimately people are involved in Bitcoin.
Yeah. Let me fast forward.
And is for
Wait.
Next year, with hyper-Bitcoinization, right?
I'm so angry on these people, man. There's people who want to watch it. Okay, let me go on. I will go on Fox News and we will cover the speech. That is crazy. You say it's working. Is it working on Rumble? Fox News Live Trump. Okay, let's see that. YouTube News 18. I will try that also. Please, guys, don't give me incorrect information. I would truly appreciate that. Because this is crazy. Wow.
trying to remove politics from money. Bitcoin can make the world a better place.
Wait, what was the name? Where can I watch it? Well, let me quickly go on TradingView, see what's happening to the price. We have volatility for sure. So I think there was not something important mentioned yet. But man, if you are not in the US, I don't. Here you can watch Fox News. Can you? Log in. No. Tell me where I can watch it. Sky News, Fox News on YouTube. That is good. Thank you, guys. Please, Fox News Live. Okay, let's try that. Donald Trump. Yes, we have it. Whew.
Billy Ray Cyrus went and played music for the family, and it was supposed to be so incredible. I've heard so many things about it, and Billy Ray Cyrus is here. Where's Billy Ray? Is he around here someplace? And he's great. He's a conservative guy. Said, how did you get such a liberal daughter? How did that happen, Billy Ray? was incredible at the convention. You probably saw him. You saw him? He was great. He was great. Another one, Jake Paul. You don't want to fight this guy. You know, you don't want to fight. He's got a big fight coming with Mike Tyson, but he's glad he didn't fight Mike when Mike was 19. He told me that today. But he's a fantastic guy, very talented guy in a lot of ways. Governor Joe Lombardo, who's fantastic, and we're doing well in his state. And he's going to make sure that there's no hanky-panky going on. And if that happens, we're going to win this great state. But you know who he is, and he's a fantastic governor. Senators Bill Hagerty, Marsha Blackburn, Cynthia Lummis, Tim Scott. And Tim was great. Boy, I'll tell you, he was such a strong voice for me. He was on so many shows and did such a great job. During the primaries, he was incredible.
Leave your thoughts.
They're all special people. They're warriors.
Guys, leave your thoughts down below, because I want to see your thoughts.
Alabama. And you have many members of Congress, Andy Ogles, Thomas Massey, John Rose, Mark Green and French Hill, and the next U.S. Senator from Ohio. I hear he's doing very well. Bernie Moreno. Where is Bernie? I hear Bernie's doing well. The great Laura Loomer. Some of you know Laura. She's a fantastic person, great woman. And a tremendous developer from New York and Florida, one of the best, Steve Witkoff, and he's got his son Alex with him today. That's an incredible family, development family. They've been supporters from the beginning. Howard Lutnick, Cantor Fitzgerald, incredible, one of the truly brilliant men of Wall Street, and a whole group of his distinguished guests and a lot of our distinguished guests. We have a lot of other people here, and I won't bother anymore. That's enough, because we have to talk about crypto. We have to talk about Bitcoin. We have to talk
No.
about these great companies.
Let's see what's happening.
But our country is blessed to have the extraordinary talent, energy, and genius represented in this room. It really is great genius. Not all of you, but most of you. Many of you. But this is the kind of spirit that built America, and this is the spirit that's going to help us make America great again. That's what we're doing. I stand before you today filled with respect and admiration for what the Bitcoin community has achieved. It's incredible, actually. I sort of say to my sons, it's like incredible because they know so much about it. They're so aware of it, much more so than people that are a little bit older. But I say this is the steel industry of 100 years ago. It really is. I think you're just in your infancy. I can see it happening. In just 15 years, Bitcoin has gone from merely an idea posted anonymously on an internet message board to being the 9th most valuable asset anywhere in the world. Can you believe that? Is that right? That's
Okay.
a big deal.
Okay, let's go.
Think of that. It's already bigger than ExxonMobil. Soon it will be surpassing the entire market cap of silver. It's not bad. How about gold? How about gold? Let's go gold. And one day it probably will overtake gold, but based on the way it's going now, it could very well be a possibility.
Just quickly, he predicts basically Bitcoin to go above 500,000 US dollars. Let's continue.
No idea what the hell it is. You know that, right? So what happens when they figure it out? That's going to really be something. Bitcoin is not just a marvel of technology. As you know, it's a miracle of cooperation and human achievement. A lot of relationships that are formed. I just did a meeting, a roundtable with a lot of the leaders, and it's amazing. There's a great camaraderie. It's really interesting. There's competition, but there's a relationship, there's a friendship that's developed with a lot of these people. I noticed it. I don't usually see that too often. I see the opposite, actually. They want to get each other. They want to kill each other. These guys have a great feeling. Very smart people, too. Congratulations on all that you've accomplished. This room is amazing. The people in this room, high IQ individuals. I'm running against a low IQ individual, her. I'm not even talking about him, her. I got a low IQ individual. The reason I've come to address the Bitcoin community today can be summed up in two very simple words: America first. Because if we don't do it, China's going to be doing, others are going to be doing it. Let's do it and do it right. My vision is for an America that dominates the future. We have the best economy, the highest standard of living, the safest, the most beautiful cities. And by the way, when I say safest, our cities are going to hell right now. Our cities are going to hell. We're going to fix our cities. We're going to work with Democrats that have destroyed our cities, but we'll work with them and we're going to get our cities back. We're going to bring our country back. And we really were the freest and the most ambitious, most dynamic nation ever to exist on Earth, and we're going to get that back again because we're not there now. We're a nation in decline. You know it. We know it. Doesn't sound nice, but it's okay because we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back fast. Right now, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing what's happened. Even today, when you look at what we just said, that would never have happened if they respected our country. If we don't embrace crypto and Bitcoin technology, China will, other countries will, they'll dominate. And we cannot let China dominate. They are making too much progress as it is. And we want them to be successful. I don't want China to be successful, but we have to be the most successful. That's what's gonna happen. I want the United States to be first in technology, first in science, first in manufacturing, first in artificial intelligence, and first in space. You know, at MIT, my uncle was a professor there, Dr. John Trump. He would have fit in with this room very nicely, actually. That's why I mention it. And I believe he was the longest serving professor in the history of MIT. He graduated, we have a very intelligent family, actually. He graduated tremendously. I think he has 3 different degrees, but they said, would you like to stay on?
Just a second, guys. I want to know, we continue in a second. Let me know, pump or dump, what do you think is going to be the price reaction after the speech? Pump or dump? Vote in the comments down below, okay?
They presented me with a book on my uncle. He was a legendary guy in the academic world and in the world of MIT. So I understand a lot about what you're doing, and I have great respect for highly intelligent people. And you are highly intelligent. America's destiny is to lead our rivals in everything and to surrender our industries to no one. To no one. You know, some of you are involved with AI, but you also have the same thing. You need a thing called electricity. You need a lot of electricity. You know, AI needs to be really dominant, and China can do it much easier. We have environmental impact statements to do, but we're going to do things that nobody thought were possible. You need tremendous amounts of electricity. You need double the electricity of the entire electricity that we have right now in the United States to dominate. And we'll get that done. Who would think we can get that done? But we're going to get it done. We'll be having power plants built at the sites. We'll be releasing people from certain ridiculous requirements. And we'll be using fossil fuel to make electricity because we're going to have to. We'll be using nuclear. We'll be doing it in an environment.
Okay, now it gets interesting.
But we will be creating so much electricity.
Now it gets very interesting.
Please, President, we don't want any more electricity. We can't stand it. You'll be begging me, no more electricity, sir. We have enough. We have enough. You know, in the Midwest, they just opened, it was very interesting, they just opened up 2 chargers, you know, a charger for the electric cars. And you know, I love Elon. He's great. He endorsed me and great endorsement and everything else. But not everybody has to have an electric car. I told him that. So we're going to get rid of that mandate, if you don't mind. Some people want gasoline-propelled cars. Some people want a hybrid. And some people like an electric car. They're great. I think they're great. I think what he's done is great. I think he understands it. I guess he probably wouldn't have endorsed me. He knows where I am in this. But he did, and it's just like they did these chargers in the Midwest. There are 8 of them. They spent $9 billion to build 8 chargers to charge up a car. And at that rate, it would cost approximately $12 trillion to put the charges around. Somehow that's not working. The country would have to file for Chapter 11. We'll do a chapter, it's called Chapter 7 instead of a Chapter 11, but it's the equivalent. No, we have to use our brain. We are the party of common sense, okay? We have to have common sense. But what we do have to do is we have to produce tremendous electric for AI and for all of the other things, including the things that you're doing. And we'll get it produced, and we're going to get it produced fast, or we're not going to be able to compete with China and other countries. So we're going to get it produced fast. This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
That gets interesting. So now we need specific information, what he means.
Crypto is going to define the future. I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. It's going to be. It's not going to be
Mined, minted is now
going to the moon,
talking
as we
about
say.
altcoins.
It's going to the moon. I want America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen. No, you're going to be very happy with me. You're going to be so happy. You're going to say he's the greatest guy. That's why I'm proud to be the first major party nominee in American history to accept donations in Bitcoin and crypto. And they've made a lot of them, I might tell you. And I appreciate it. Since we made that announcement on May 21st, we have already raised $25 million, much of it in Bitcoin, crypto, and others that are very, very good also. But as you know, our excitement about the future of Bitcoin and crypto could not be more difficult from the approach of our opponents. Can't be, look, our opponents have gone a difficult route. They go in old-fashioned stuff. We're going to take it right down the middle. We're so different from anybody else in terms of a campaign. First of all, we understand it. They don't understand it. They are blocking your path. They're blocking your way. But I've made it a lot easier for you because the SEC has been very, very tough on you. And now they see that you've embraced
Just quickly,
me.
guys.
All of a sudden, people that were under investigation, they're being...
Just a few seconds. I want to share some thoughts before we are going back into the speech. Yeah, there is a lot of fluff around, but we are listening to a politician. So what did you expect, right? He's not going to come out and say this. So there's a lot of fluff. And so far, okay, we see he was very bullish on Bitcoin. He said Bitcoin to the moon. He will produce a lot of electricity, so it can be mined in the US. He also talked about minted. So that is actually reference to altcoins. Minting is a reference towards altcoins. And that is a little bit interesting. So let's go a little bit further into it, okay?
75 million people in some form are involved with this world of crypto and Bitcoin and all of the others, 175 million. So when they heard that, they said, let's be nice to them, at least until after the election. So I've taken a lot of pressure off a lot of people. A lot of people are very happy today that about 3 months ago weren't so thrilled. For 3.5 years, is that right? Look, he just said that's right. And you know it's right. For 3.5 years, the current administration has waged a war on crypto and Bitcoin like nobody's ever seen before. For those who work in this industry, they target your banks, they choke off your financial services. Have people seen that? Yes? Yeah, they have. Plenty of hands up. They block ordinary Americans from transferring money to your exchanges. They slander you as criminals. But that happened to me too, because I said the election was rigged. He said the election was rigged. He should spend the rest of his life in jail for making that statement. Of course, they say it about us and it's okay, right? No. And by the way, we're doing very well in the election. We lost a candidate recently, crooked Joe Biden. And I thought, we lost this wonderful person. He's actually a terrible human being, if you want to know the truth, so don't feel sorry. And we have another worse human being. And I sort of made an analogy last night. Last night, think of this, I was speaking in front of a very powerful and very strong, very religious group, Christians, evangelicals, Christians. And then today I come in front of Bitcoin, and now I'm going to Minnesota to do a rally. You think my life is so great, don't you, huh? But I cover a lot of territory. I go from religion to Bitcoin to a rally. And I don't get it mixed up like other people do. Where they come out and they say, may God bless everybody involved in the Bitcoin world. But actually we mean that because you need blessing, because you've got to do something very spectacular. But we had an incredible time last night talking to Christians, largely Christians, a Christian group. And this is so great. And then we have a very big rally in Minnesota. Hasn't been one since 1972. Richard Nixon, can you believe it? And I think we're leading Minnesota. But there's some hanky-panky that goes on in Minnesota, but I think we're doing good. So we're going to leave here. We're going to go there for a big rally. But this is such an honor to be with you. Sadly, when we see the attacks on crypto, it's a part of a much larger pattern that's being carried out by the same left-wing fascists who weaponize government against any threat to their power. They've done it to me. Did you see I just won the big case in Florida? Thank you very much. The big case. Thank you very much. Good. Now, it's a big case. That was the document case. I have Presidential Records Act on my side. Biden didn't. By the way, Biden, they said, here's what they said. They said, he's guilty as hell, but we're not going to charge him because he's incompetent. I won the case the old-fashioned way. It's called you win. I wouldn't have wanted to win the way he won. Trump won the case because they called him incompetent. Think of this. So they called him incompetent. So he's incompetent to run for trial, to stand trial, but he's not incompetent to run the country. How does that work? But he's not it anymore because he didn't do particularly well in the debate. Did anybody watch the debate? Not too many people. Somebody said to me, you did horribly in the debate. I said, why? He said, because there's no way he can continue forward. That's how bad he was. I said, I understand that. And that's exactly what happened, actually. We had a great debate. It was a tremendous debate, actually. And since then, hey, look, you have to open the eyes. You have to see what's going on. We have a country to run. The problem is that Kamala is worse than Joe. She's worse. She's a radical left lunatic. Defund the police, all of the different things. And so far she's got a little honeymoon going on right now. But when people hear about her, and she's against crypto, by the way, and she's against it very big. So I just want to let you know, you got to get out.
Just a second, someone is saying he went completely off course. I think he forgot to talk about Bitcoin, so I hope he's coming back to the topic soon. Let's go back to the content.
And that's what they want to do, and that's what they are stated. They're there right now. You have the SEC, you know what they're doing, obliterating Bitcoin. The reason could not be more clear because Bitcoin stands for freedom, sovereignty, and independence from government, coercion, and control. The Biden-Harris administration's repression of crypto and Bitcoin is wrong, and it's very bad for our country. It's really quite un-American. As you know, 6 days ago, we officially defeated the worst president in the history of the United States. I believe he was the worst president in the history of the United States. Think of it. Millions and millions of people have come into our country. They've come in from jails. They've come in from, think of it, insane asylums, mental institutions. They've come in as terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now. The same people that you just heard about from Israel that did that in Israel, they're coming in and nobody checks them. Nobody knows what's going on. We have no idea what's going on. They've lost control of our country and only bad things can happen. So it's not going to be that way. We're not going to let that happen. We're beating them and we're beating them badly, and we have to make sure that we do. We need to do it for our country. And you can't just be a fighter and have your man lose the fight, or woman, but in this case a man. He's losing the fight. He's down by 15, 16, 17 points. They say that you're not going to win, Joe. You got to get out. He didn't want to get out. He said, I'm not getting out. He said, you're getting out. He said, I'm not getting out. I got 14 million votes. I'm not getting out. They said, if you're not getting out, we're going to institute the 25th Amendment on your mental competence. He said, like I said before, I think I'm going to get out. Okay? And they got him out. But it's like, think of this. You fight, you're in a campaign. You spend a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and he's losing. And then they say, let's take him out of the fight. We'll put a new fighter in there. The new fighter is her, probably my second choice. He will always be my first choice, but she'd be my second choice. And again, if we don't win this race, and I know you're not that political, but you have to be political because your whole thing, I mean, you have a lot of politics involved in what you do. If we don't win this race, this country could be finished as we know it. This country is going to be in bad shape, and we have to be in there. We have to fight, and we have to win. And I pledge to the Bitcoin community that the day I take the oath of office, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's anti-crypto crusade will be over. It will end. It'll be done. It'll be done. The moment I'm sworn in, the persecution stops and the weaponization ends against your industry. And as long as I'm in the Oval Office, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, do you remember? Yes, I'm an Indian. Yes, she said, I'm an Indian. Why are you an Indian? You don't look like an Indian. No, my mother told me I have high cheekbones. Oh, that's why she was an Indian. So I named her Pocahontas. Elizabeth Warren and her.
Just a second, guys. Like, seriously, what the heck? Stop talking about Pocahontas and Biden, who's already gone for ages. Start finally talking about crypto. I think he's starting now. Let's go. Oi! He said, I'm sorry, guys. He said on day one he will fire Gary Gensler. That was some news.
I didn't know he was that unpopular.
Good. On day one he will fire Gary Gensler, he said.
Wow. I didn't know he was that unpopular. Let me say it again. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler.
Interesting.
And we'll appoint a new SEC chairman who believes America should build the future, not block the future, which is what they're doing. And Kamala Harris wants to make him Treasury Secretary. That's not good. That's not good.
Treasury.
Hillary Clinton's finance person. Did you know that?
Talk about Treasury.
Do you remember her? Anybody remember? He was the finance chairman of Hillary Clinton's campaign against a gentleman known as Donald Trump. Not a popular person within the... Actually, she came to my wedding. Do you know that?
Talk about the Treasury.
She came to our wedding, and Bill came to our wedding. But it's amazing things when you run for office, a lot of things change in your life. A lot of things change. As president, I will immediately shut down Operation Choke Point 2.0. They want to choke you. They want to choke you out of business. We're not going to let that happen. And no longer will your government sit by and watch as Bitcoin jobs and businesses flee to other countries because America's laws are too unclear and too tough and too angry and too stiff. We will keep each and every Bitcoin job in the United States of America. That's what we're going to be doing. Upon taking office, I will immediately appoint a Bitcoin and Crypto Presidential Advisory Council. Would anybody like to be on that particular council? Please raise your hand. There Their task will be to design transparent regulatory guidance for the benefit of the entire industry, and they will get it done in 100 days. We will have regulations, but from now on, the rules will be written by people who love your industry, not hate your industry. People that want to make it clear and simple, straightforward, and
That is
fair.
positive.
People that want to see your industry thrive, not dive.
That is positive.
Next, I will immediately order the Treasury Department and other federal agencies to cease and desist all steps necessary, because, you know, there's a thing going on in your industry. They want to move the creation of a central bank digital currency. It's over. Forget it. CBDC. There will never be a CBDC while I'm president of the United
Yes,
States.
that's a good one. That is a good one, finally.
Defend the right to self-custody. Self-custody. You're going to have a great industry. You're going to have a great industry, and we're going to be fuel for your industry, not demolish your industry. America will once again be a nation that protects property rights, privacy, freedom of transaction, freedom of association, and freedom of speech. We're going to we're going to go back to the old days when we were a nation that was building, not a nation that was eating itself alive from within. As part of our effort to provide regulatory clarity, we will create a framework to enable the safe and responsible expansion of stable coins. Do you know what a stable coin is? Does anybody know? Please raise your hand. Allowing us to extend the dominance of the U.S. dollar to new frontiers all around the world. America will be richer, the world will be better, and there will be billions and billions of people brought into crypto economy and storing their savings in Bitcoin. So that's pretty much the way it is. Those who say that Bitcoin is a threat to the dollar have the story exactly backwards. I believe it is exactly backwards. Bitcoin is not threatening the dollar. The behavior of the current U.S. government is really threatening the dollar. Printing hundreds of billions of dollars to fund endless wars overseas while our cities are like combat zones here at home. 2 weeks ago in Chicago, 117 people were shot and 17 died. Afghanistan doesn't have anything like that. You know, you think about tough places. Look at what's happening with our cities. What's happening in the last 3 years, last 3.5 years. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Think of it. 117 over 4th of July weekend. 117 people were shot and 17 died. This is the United States of America? I don't think so. By the way, when I was president, we had no wars. We had no new wars. We didn't start any. Remember when Hillary said, he'll start wars? Look at his personality. No, I said, my personality will keep us out of wars. But we finished off some of the old ones like ISIS, which they said would take 5 years to do, maybe more. We did it in 4 weeks. We beat ISIS in 4, because we have a great military, and it's not a woke military, by the way. Maybe some of the people on top are woke, but this is not a woke. I got to see that first when I looked at what they did and what they did for me. They were unbelievable. They did things that nobody thought were possible. Our real generals and our soldiers, there's no woke. They're trying to get them to be woke, but these people are not going to go woke. I can guarantee you that. With your support this November, we will restore confidence and we will restore common sense to our nation's capital. Because ultimately, it is about, it's not, are you conservative? Are you liberal? Are you progressive? They like progressive. It sounds so nice, right? It'll destroy our country. It's actually become a terrible word. It'll destroy our country. But it's not about that. It's about common sense. We want to bring common sense back in. This is all common sense that we're talking about today. And Bitcoin and crypto will skyrocket like never before, even beyond your expectations, and you are the people that are doing it. As we stop the war on crypto, we will immediately, and we'll do this very quickly, begin to build our economy, because when America is prospering, Bitcoin is soaring and it'll go up with it. We had the greatest economy ever, and we will soon have it again. Under the Trump administration, the typical middle-class family income rose by $6,000 a year. People don't like mentioning that. America had more money to save than at any time in many decades. As a result, during my 4 years in office, now you have to listen to these numbers. These numbers are like beautiful. And I don't want to repeat myself. Listen to these numbers. As a result, during my 4 years in office, Bitcoin surged by 3,900%. From $898 the day I took office to $35,900 the day I left. That was the biggest jump, I guess, in just about any industry. Think of that. Now compare that to just after 3.5 years of Biden and Harris, adjusted for inflation, Bitcoin is up 50%. Now 50% sounds good, but not when you're comparing it to almost 4,000%, right? 50%, normally you say, oh, that sounds pretty good. Let's not put that into the speech. No, 50% is not good. When people can't afford groceries or rent, they have no savings to store in Bitcoin. This administration caused the biggest inflation in the history of our country, and that's what's happened. Our people are being wiped out. From the very first day we take back the White House, we will replace the Biden-Harris economic stagnation with a brand new Trump economic boom. You're going to have a tremendous boom. You have a lot of great analysts out there. Scott, I'm talking about you, Scott, one of the greatest of all, and others that say the stock market's going up because they think Trump is going to be elected. And if Trump isn't elected, this country's going to go into a depression the likes of which you had in 1929. And I hope that's not true, but I can understand it, and I can understand what they're saying. The stock market gain, they think, is because it looks like we're going to win the election. And I don't know what's going to happen with the election. They cheat like hell, and I don't know what's going to happen. But if we win it, this country is going to be boomtown. It's going to be booming like it never boomed before. The current administration's economic plan includes trillions in new spending and $5 trillion tax hikes. They want to increase taxes by $5 trillion. They want the expiration of the Trump tax cuts to take place. They want a wealth confiscation tax so that when you make all of your money that you're going to make and all of the people you're going to employ, they want to take away your money in the form of a first-time ever tax and a gigantic capital gains tax that will exceed substantially in many states over 50%. My plan is the opposite. We will lift the workers and we will create savers out of so many people, and we will reward success. We will not punish success. They want to punish success. They want to punish genius. I'm not going to let that happen. I will make the Trump tax cuts permanent and deliver massive tax cuts for families and individuals and businesses that produce jobs. That includes no tax on tips. You know that, right? And to get rid of the tax on tips. I will cut unnecessary and burdensome regulations, fight every day to make America the best place on earth to build a business, including a crypto business. It's going to be the best place. You're not going to have to go to China. You're not going to have to learn, gee, how do I learn Chinese? I want to learn it very quickly. I have a little granddaughter that speaks fluent Chinese. Can you believe it? And it's a wonderful thing, but it's not easy, but you're not going to have to do it. Most importantly, for our citizens, we will end the inflation nightmare that this administration has created, and we will end it quickly. It's got to end. It's destroying our country. Inflation is a country buster. You can go back many, many years to Germany, and you look at what happened to Germany during their huge period of inflation, destroyed the country. It's a country buster. The Bitcoiners And I say to you that you recognize the dangers of inflation long before most others did. You understood inflation, frankly, better than anybody else. You know that, don't you? If only they had listened. They didn't listen to you. They didn't listen to you. The trillions of dollars in ridiculous...
Just a second, guys. If you are wondering, like how much I'm down since the speech started, probably around more than $1 million for sure. Anyway, let's go back into it, yeah? Or like probably around about, I think more than $1 million, probably 1.5. Go back into it.
And very simply, uncontrolled inflation is a stealth taxation of the middle class. It really is. It's a stealth taxation. I call it the Biden tax, now call it the Harris tax or the Harris-Biden tax or whatever the hell we're going to call that. But it's a disaster. It's a tax of 50%. It's a 50% tax. Inflation, think of it, it's a 50% tax on people, 5-0. This is a human tragedy and it's destroyed people. It's a national disgrace. It's destroyed everything in its way. It must never be allowed to happen again, and it won't. When I'm president, I guarantee you it won't happen because we're going to do things that make sure it doesn't happen. They've allowed pricing to get totally out of control. We're going to do energy, bring it down to levels that people have not seen in many, many years. We had it at levels. We were at $1.87 for a gallon of gasoline. You don't see that right now. For 4 straight years, under my leadership, we had effectively no inflation, none. When I left office, it was 1.4%, and then it stayed there for almost 2 years. Remember when Biden said it was 9? I inherited 9%. That was just another lie. Misinformation, disinformation. We gave them a hot country. We went through the COVID. We did an incredible job. Never got credit for that. Always got credit for the economy, for the military. We rebuilt the military. We created Space Force. We did so many different things. Never got credit for that. You know what? We gave them a great country with essentially no inflation. And after 2 years, they drove this country and they drove inflation through the roof. 2 years, cost of living went up, in some cases by over 50%. They say 22%. They like to say 22, but it could be much higher, and it is much higher depending on what they include. They don't include things like interest rates that went from 2.5% to 10%, but you can't get the money. When I return to the White House, I will stop the wild and wasteful spending of this administration. I will end the endless wars. They never stop. Again, we had no wars. We had no new wars under your favorite president, President Trump. We had no new wars. They thought I was going to start a war. Let me tell you something. I'm going to stop World War III because we're closer to World War III than we've ever been since the end of World War II. I will seal the border and stop the invasion of millions of people pouring into our country illegally. We will totally defeat, and we will do this quickly. We will defeat inflation, and together we will bring back the American dream for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. We will bring it back, the American dream. You don't even hear the statement American dream anymore. You don't hear those words anymore. We used to talk about the American dream. A lot of you people are in the American dream, but you're going to be crushed if you don't elect me. I hate to tell you. You don't elect me, you're going to be crushed. You're going to say, Alice, what a mistake it was. We went for a person who has no talent. She's been a failure in almost everything she's done instead of Trump. And look at us now. We're going to move into an extremely small house from our beautiful house. But we will end the war on American energy, and we will very simply drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We have to. It's what we have. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation in the world, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia. We don't use it. We don't use it. They use it. We don't use it. We go out and buy oil from Venezuela. It's amazing. But we won't stop there. We will harness American energy in all forms. I have set the ambitious goal that by the end of my term, the United States will be the #1 lowest cost of energy and electricity of any nation on earth. We can make it so inexpensively Because of what we have under our feet, we can make it so inexpensively. And with low energy costs, America will become the world's undisputed Bitcoin mining powerhouse. You'll be a Bitcoin mining powerhouse. You will not have to move your family to China. We will not be moving to China. As we implement these reforms, Bitcoin and crypto will grow our economy, cement American financial dominance, and strengthen our entire country long into the future. Many Americans do not realize that the United States government is among the largest holders of Bitcoin. Does anyone know that? How about that? The federal government is almost 210,000 Bitcoin, or 1% of the total supply that will ever exist. But for too long, our government has violated the cardinal rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sell your Bitcoin. Right?
Now gets interesting, hopefully. Let's go.
That's right, isn't it, huh? That's right. How did I figure that one? Never sell your Bitcoin. And so, as the final part of my plan today, I am announcing that if I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please. This will serve in effect as the core of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile. As you know...
Now, come on.
Most of the Bitcoin currently held by the United States government was obtained through law enforcement action. You know that. They took it from you. Let's take that guy's life. Let's take his family, his house, his Bitcoin. We'll turn it into Bitcoin. It's been taken away from you because that's where we're going now. That's where this country is going. It's a fascist regime. And so as I take steps to transform that vast wealth into a permanent national asset to benefit all Americans, today I repeat my pledge to commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served. It's enough. It's enough. That's where we are as a country. Ultimately, my promise to each and every one of you is this: I will be the pro-innovation and pro-Bitcoin president that America needs and our citizens deserve. This will be one industry, but this will be a thriving industry, a great industry, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for every other industry also. Our nation has never thrived by trying to censor new ideas and shut down the dreams of our people. America always plants our flag on the next frontier and pushes boldly ahead. We have to do that. We haven't been doing that for a long time, especially the last 3.5 years. It's gone the exact opposite. Those of you in this room inherit the legacy of generations of American pioneers and patriots, risk takers and renegades who settled this continent, built the modern world, and lived on the bleeding edge. You live on a bleeding edge. You do know that, Bitcoiners, don't you? You are the modern day Edisons and Wright brothers and Carnegies and Henry Fords, and what you do in your lifetime stands a chance to outlive us all and inspire humanity for generations to come. This will go down as a very important day in the history of your industry. Together you are building America's future with your own smarts, your own grit, and your own skin in the game. You have a lot of skin in the game, and that's what you're doing. It takes courage to do it. Most people don't have that courage. My job will be to set you free and to let you do what Americans do best and what you're going to do better than anybody. Win, win, win. You're going to win, win, win. With energy, passion, and brilliance like we have rarely seen before, our country cannot fail. We're in a failing nation right now, but we're not going to be for long. Our country cannot fail. With your help, we will save our nation, we will restore our republic, and we will make America and Bitcoin bigger, better, stronger, richer, freer, and greater than ever before. Thank you all. Have a good time with your Bitcoin, and else that you're playing with, and we're going to make that one of the greatest industries on earth. Good luck, and God bless you all. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's evaluate that. I want to say I didn't check the Bitcoin price yet, but I think this was below expectations. There were a lot of great things mentioned, but what everyone was actually looking out for was some reference to the treasury, some strategy towards the United States buying more Bitcoin. So let me sum up the good things, let me sum up the bad things. The good things, for sure, Ross Ulbricht, like the tax news, that they are going to support Bitcoin mining, low electricity cost, and of course also that the current Bitcoin they are holding, which is like 200 something thousand Bitcoin, which are being held from like confiscations and stuff, that they are not going to be sold 100%. None of these Bitcoin are going to be sold under the administration from Trump. But especially after the speech yesterday from Robert F. Kennedy, many people were hoping for him, especially from a strategical standpoint, in terms of like getting more voters, for him to actually also announce that they are going to buy more Bitcoin than they are already holding. This was not happening. This was not part of his speech. And I have to say, this is a little bit because of the, let me quickly see. Yeah, that was it. That was a little bit, especially because of what we were expecting from the speech, underwhelming, a little bit sad, and it was below the market expectation, and that's why the price was dumping. Before the stream, before the speech, I was saying, okay, if we are below the market expectations, I'm expecting a dump at least down to 65,000. I don't know how far we went down, but I'm pretty sure we went down. Probably not crazy, but I think like 65,000 would be realistic in regards to what was said here during that stream. So not too good, but not bad at all, because let's face the truth. Yes, short-term dump most likely, but it was overall very positive. So imagine Kamala Harris would be elected. She is extremely Bitcoin hostile. He was extremely Bitcoin friendly, and of course this is a little bit to catch votes, obviously, but also he made very clear statements towards a pro-Bitcoin strategy in terms of the 200 something thousand Bitcoin they are already holding, which is billions of US dollars, so they are not going to be sold. We already saw what was happening when the German government sold a fraction of that, right? A fraction of that. So none of these Bitcoin are going to be sold. And I really think it would have been amazing if something was announced in the realm of the United States under President Trump planning to buy more Bitcoin. This didn't happen, but everything else was very positive. Yes, it legitimizes a short-term dump because the market expectations were way higher. Many people, especially after the speech from Robert Kennedy, which will most likely not be elected, of course, were towards some plans towards the Bitcoin treasury. So that is unfortunate. I have to say, yes, I also expected more, 50 minutes of speech and none of that. But overall, very positive, very bullish. If you don't factor in what was expected, right? Just go back 1 year and think about how Donald Trump was towards Bitcoin 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. Now look how he is how his stance towards Bitcoin and the crypto industry is right now. Try to project that into 2025, when most likely he is going to be elected. If this trend continues, most likely we are going to see at least some program for the United States to buy Bitcoin, right? At least we already know that's the plan. At least, I mean, politicians, right? None of the Bitcoin are going to be sold. That is what was said. So let me see what are some questions here. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, of course. Yes, we got a dump. I can't tell you, maybe we are going to dump a little bit more. My expectation was like, if it's below expectations, 65,000, I think that's a realistic one, but we can always go lower. But because before all of that bullishness towards that speech was starting, we were around 65. I think 65, maybe a little bit lower, would be a realistic target. But within the next few weeks, I am still expecting a very positive upwards movement. This is bullish for Bitcoin. even though the price was going down, overall, all of that was bullish for Bitcoin. I stand by that. But it was also below my expectations, I have to say. And I don't know where the price went. If we go to 65,000, or if we already went to 65,000, I definitely lost more than $1 million during that speech. So Donald Trump, $1 million to sit on a table with you. I think that's what was charged throughout that campaign here recently. I want this seat for free. Okay? I want this seat for free. And then I'll be fine. Okay? I'll be fine. I lost more than $1 million just on the trade if we went down to that price. Let me see here. Trump bull. Yeah, he's definitely a bull. He said a few times Bitcoin to the moon during that. I mean, Donald Trump saying Bitcoin to the moon, that is something, right? That is something at least. Anyways, guys, we are online here already, 125 minutes. I'm going to be back very soon. Let me answer a few questions, okay? Because we have here many people actually tuning in. Who is the special guest? Yeah, who is the special guest, right? Many people were thinking that Elon Musk will come on stage, but none Elon Musk was coming on stage. Let me actually open here YouTube again and see if we have some special guest actually joining. But he was also a little bit more positive towards... quickly go into it here. Yeah, that was really crazy. Anyways, Donald Trump pump incoming. Many people are still expecting a pump from the speech of Donald Trump. So let's see. What do you think of, yeah, here many questions. Whole barrel of lies. Yeah, many people not believing what was said. And yes, we have to realize that politicians want votes, right? They're going to say what people want to hear. But we already know from Donald Trump, if he makes very clear statements like, we are not going to sell any Bitcoins, and many very clear statements he was saying before, then usually he sticks to that word, right? So this is something we have to realize here, right? Trump pump. Well, I think so far we saw a Trump dump, but let's see if we can see a Trump pump. That would be nice, right? So, any other question? Fire Gary Gensler. That, yeah, good that someone is saying it. That was one thing he said. He said the very first day he's going to be elected, he is going to fire Gary Gensler. And that is, of course, you let me know if that is good news or not good news, but that is what he said, right? Crazy. Anyways, guys, I am getting very hungry. Thank you so much for watching 126 minutes. If you want to be trading Bitcoin, be very careful now. We are very, very volatile. Down below in the video description and afterwards, after the stream, in the pinned comment, I will leave a Bybit link, $30,000 in free bonus. Click register deposit. Be careful with that. The most safe strategy is usually buy and hold Bitcoin. That's the greatest one. But if you want to be trading, down below. I'm going to see you very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. As always, guys, as always, bye.